His own fabricated, self-concocted, self-adopted ideology. He thinks these are kufr. He thinks this democracy is kufr, which is not. Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, himself laid down the foundational principles of democracy in the Islamic state of Medina through the constitution, which is known as Misaqul Medina. He entered into a political alliance with Jews and Christians and their tribes. And he was the one who declared the Charter of Human Rights for the mankind. He was the one who declared the guarantee for the rights of the non-Muslims and the respect for their local laws and customary laws and freedom of their religion and freedom of their culture and everything. This is what the deen which Holy Prophet Muhammad presented it to the mankind. And now youngsters, people living here, if they say all these democratic Western governments are kufr, and the Muslim governments and of the Islamic world who are practicing democracy, right or wrong, they have a democratic right to criticize. But this is not pure and honest democracy. There are corruption, there are right. You have right, but you have a full right given by Islam for peaceful discussions. Go enter into the political process. Go in the process of vote. Go to the court. Act through parliament. Raise your voice through a peaceful, democratic, constitutional means. All these ways have been mentioned in hadith. You have rights, but peaceful rights. Go for protest in a peaceful manner. But leaving the peaceful ways away, taking up the arms and declaring democracy as kufr, it means you are rejecting the traditions of Holy Prophet. Holy Prophet said, Abu Huraira radiallahu ta'ala anhu and Abu Dhar, he reports, Isnani khayru min wahidin, wa salasatun khayru min isnain, wa arbatun khayru min arba, wa khamsatun khayru min arba, wa yadullahi al jama'ah. Holy Prophet said, the opinion of two is better than opinion of one. The opinion of three is better than two. Opinion of four is better than that of three. Opinion of five is better than the opinion of four. And then he said, this majority is known as jama'ah, and Allah places the hand of protection on jama'ah. This is the hadith which provides the actual basis of democracy in this world. So when you say absolutely democracy is kufr, you don't know what our own Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, has been preaching. So this is a specific ideology. We want to establish a worldwide khilafah. I am 59 now. Throughout my life, alhamdulillah, I have read throughout my life the Quran, hundreds of Quranic exegesis, tafsir, hundreds. I am an author of 100 books of hadith. Just I have authored on hadith only 100 books, tafsir 100 books, on law. So throughout my life I have been a humble student. I have been reading whatever in my life. I have not gone through a single commandment of Quran and a single commandment of hadith of Holy Prophet where he has stated that the Muslim Ummah is bound to establish one Khalifa for the whole world. I have been listening this nonsense for the last 20 years. When I used to, in the beginning when I used to come here, there were youngsters who used to shout Khilafah and Khilafah. I don't want to name anybody. And their leaders, they have been meeting with me. I'm repeating my sentence with authority on the grace of Almighty Allah. I am a very, very humble student of Islam. That I have not gone through a single evidence of Quran and Sunnah. I know the Khilafah hadith in Bukhari and Muslim. I know everything. Everything is, I have written books on those. I have not gone through a single statement of Holy Prophet or Quran where Holy Prophet said that my Ummah is under an obligation to establish just one Khilafah for the whole world. And there can't be two Khalifas. They don't understand even the meaning of Khalifa. Just head of the state is known as Khalifa. Whether he is president in a presidential form or he is a prime minister in a parliamentary form. Whether this is a federal form of government, it is a unitary form of government, or it is a confederation form of government. Any government which practices according to the democratic principles of Islamic justice and social justice and political justice and human rights according to the teachings of Quran and Sunnah, you may say it parliamentary government. In the olden days they used to say Khalifa or Khilafah. Khilafah is nothing else. All governments today, in Arabic term, they can say we are Khilafah if they are working in the light of those true Islamic principles. And Islamic principles are the administrative justice, judicial justice, social justice, political justice, economic justice, human rights, freedom and liberty. All these things are to be enforced. So this is Islamic government. So there is no, but there will be one Khalifa and you have to fight all other governments. This is nonsense and ignorance, illiteracy. So these are ideologies. Then you create, and particularly to say that the rulers and the governments of Muslim world, maybe it's Pakistan or some other, they are not practicing Islam properly. They are not enforcing the laws of Islam. So quoting wrongly the verses, "Man lam yahkum bima anzalallah fa ulaika humul kafirun. Wa man lam yahkum bima anzalallah fa ulaika humuz zalimun. Wa man lam yahkum bima anzalallah fa ulaika humul fasiqun." This would be wrong interpretation of Quranic verse. They are not jurisprudential specialists. By quoting wrong things, this is what Kharijites used to do in early periods. They say we have a right to fight against them, and this fighting is jihad. This is known as ideology. So because prompted by any specific self-concocted ideology to consider other people kufr and kafir, then take up the arms and fighting against them and killing them. This is the whole phenomenon which is being done. So they say, since because of this ideology, there is a difference between common murderer and the terrorists. A common murderer kills the people, but according to theology, he does not consider that his killing is lawful. He may consider that I am doing wrong, but I am doing out of my revenge. Maybe I don't get the proper justice from the court, so I should kill him. A man, he is not in a proper senses. There can be many reasons. Biological reasons, psychological reasons, sociological reasons, ecological reasons, psychiatric reasons of killing, and all this criminality. The science of criminality tells each and everything to us. So a common murderer does not have any religious ideology in his mind. He kills for other social, political, personal reasons. And the difference which lies between a murderer and terrorist is that when terrorists take up the arms, they take up on behalf of a specific ideology. That we are fighting against kufr. So Aimma says, because of this ideology, since they consider this killing lawful, so considering lawfulness of the killing of mankind, this makes them kafir. They take them out of the ambit of Islam. This is authority of the Imam, the greatest Imam of Islamic history, Imam Ashari and Abul Mansur al-Maturidi, quoting Mansur. And then he says, لِأَنَّ مَنْ كَفَرَ بِآيَةٍ, this is for the Arab world and my dear Muslim youth, مَنْ كَفَرَ بِآيَةٍ مِنْ كِتَابِ اللَّهِ يَسِيرُ كَافِرًا بِالْكُلِّ. Since he has committed, he has rejected one commandment of Quran, so he has rejected the whole of Quran. In the same way, then he says that هذه الآية يدل بالحكم في أهل الكفر وأهل الإسلام جميعا, and this is equal for the Muslims and non-Muslims. Again, the second Quranic verse comes for الذين يحاربون الله ورسوله ويسعون في الأرض فسادا. Quoting this Quranic verse, the scholars like Imam Hassan al-Basri, Imam Qatada the Tabi'een, and Mujahid, and many other Aimma and Tabi'een, they have reported this, that this leads to the act of kufr. Then Holy Prophet himself stated to the Ummah, reported by Imam Bukhari, related by Abdullah ibn Abbas, he said, La tartaddu ba'di kuffara yadribu ba'dukum riqaba ba'din. Don't become non-believers. Don't reject my deen, don't become non-believers. Don't go out of the ambit of Iman because of killing one another. So Holy Prophet, this was the last sermon of Holy Prophet, reported in Sahih Bukhari, Kitabul Fitan, and many other books of hadith too. I'm quoting Bukhari Muslim. That he stated, Yadribu ba'dhum riqaba ba'd, in this human killings, this act will take you to the kufr. And again, next authority on the same, suicide bombings, blowing up the people with your suicide bombs, blowing up the people and burning them. Again, this ayah of Holy Quran comes in Surah Al-Buruj, verse number 10. Stated, إِنَّ الَّذِينَ فَتَنُوا الْمُؤْمِنِينَ وَالْمُؤْمِنَاتِ ثُمَّ لَمْ يَتُوبُوا فَلَهُمْ عَذَابُ جَهَنَّمْ وَلَهُمْ عَذَابُ الْحَرِيقِ. This is where the suicide bombing comes in Quran. To blowing up the people, maybe any form. And the prevalent form today is the suicide bombing, where you blow up yourself and you